He's scheming and dreaming, man. Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup number 11, back to Group A. We're finishing it out now. This is the last series to be played between myself and A-Game. Oh my gosh, where's my info.txt? I'm so lost! Here it is. He has the higher seed, or the... See, even I do it. He has the lower seed here, so he gets the pick first. Takes Saban, I take Kanef, he takes the Boneyard. I feel like this is kind of okay for me. I want to go for, well, I don't think I want to go for Rail Rush this game. I believe that what I do is end up actually going for Ref Mode here and believing that, you know, I can get away with going for the Greed build because my opponent will expect that I do the Rail Rush, but, you know, pretty typical Bozo scheming. It often tends to blow up in my face. We'll see how this goes. As for A-Game, playing the Saban pieces over here, so you don't often see him, like, play too many different factions during the group stage. He kind of enjoys, like, kind of maining one of the factions for, like, one tournament, and Saban seems to be the one that he's played a lot so far. But obviously he played Kanef as well. I don't think he's done any Galaxian or Coalition games. He played Saban because they're a lot stronger than Coalition. Okay, well, that's fair, that's fair. LEV Fab, done for A-Game here. You forgot this patch, yeah, because you've been playing so much with Discara, right? So, looks like, by the way, not going to play this greedy, so we go for Sandskimmer Fab here before we get any extra cells. And Ref Mode about to finish for me. So I am going to move my carrier out, as I did in that game against Moose. And we'll see how this goes. A-Game, obviously, he has the pressure to get some damage done with the LAVs, but I'm not going to overbuild on salvagers this time. And instead I can go for a second PC, or I can go for assault chips. But either way, I have answers to his LAV aggro, and whoever is able to sort of execute these maneuvers better is probably going to get a little bit of an advantage, but not very big. Yeah, to kind of show people that they're not just, like, weak. Because, for some reason, like, every single time group stage games get played, some unit is complained about being weak. Like, it's just clockwork, you know? You never know what it's going to be, but you can often make a pretty good guess. This time it's Saban BCs for some reason. See what I mean? See what I mean? These people. If they are weak, I'm going to say it's, like, barely at all. To the point where, like, people who often complain about them basically just, like, they can't really perform well enough with the unit to get its maximum value, so why are they even talking about it, kind of? Which I know sounds kind of rude, but I'm, you know, just saying it how it is. Oh, nice trade for me there, by the way. Sandskimmer stays alive, nice. I can actually tank with this Salvager for quite a while. I mean, this is a little bit risky, because obviously he might, you know, kill it eventually, but I'm feeling okay about this. But yeah, it seems every group stage, once the matches start getting played, people complain that some unit is very weak. Which I think is indicative that the game mostly gets played during tournaments, because obviously they don't seem to come to these conclusions when the tournament isn't being played. But like, Saban BCs are not bad units, you know? People are complaining that they literally have like no place, they don't do anything, and there's not really any reason to build them. But the only time we've seen them so far in Group A was like in response to a Rail Rush, which was kind of horrible, so... I don't know. I don't put much stock into that argument myself. 3 base coming up for me, as you can see. A-Game is up on the 2, so he's not very far behind. Getting AV tech now, as I'm getting assault chips as well. But I think this is a Sport Cruiser. Oh, it's... Yeah, it is. Okay. And LAV kind of jumped the gun there and popped out first, but he does move up onto 3 base, and we should have a pretty equal timing here. I've got more skins than he has LAV, though, so I'm feeling good about this. Gonna start filling out some of my RU miners as well. And we'll move on into a pretty comfortable mid-game for both sides, I'd say. I mean, nothing has really happened yet, so... Pretty predictable opener, I suppose. Yeah, Seamus, that's just factually incorrect. And it's kind of triggered. There's no two ways about it. This is like when Rompa Frolic and Shrike are telling us that, like, nukes are worthless, you should just never tech them. Like, what the... I mean, I do. Not in tournament, but I do. Oh well, I'm not gonna get into this. We've got a game to cast. LEVs have the Assault Pack now, so they're going to boost up on top of these skims, but we should be able to keep only one in the... Oh, wait, I don't want to stop here. Oh gosh, okay. End up losing 3 there instead of 2. See what I mean now? Rompa Frolic's going off about the nuke thing. Which is just like the most detached from reality. That one's just like almost impossible to justify. Anyway, pretty quiet early game, like I said. He does take a kind of nice trade on the, Wait, he's right here? He does take a pretty nice trade with the skims, so... I'm gonna go for Siege Cruiser Fab, and, AGameAnx is gonna go straight to Battle Cruisers. Feels pretty fine. Just going straight for this tech. And he'll try to shut the haters up. So wait, the argument against nukes then is just that like, there's better things to go for than just like straight up power rushing? I mean, that's obviously true. But like when you're at power 4, right, power 5 is like almost always the best tech. Oh no, Rampa is talking about nukes. See, because I brought it up and now he's triggered about it. Anyway, Siege Cruiser Fab about to finish here. We have Armor 1 on the way as well. Oh, nice hit. This AV could maybe be moderately annoying, but... Whoa, Serum, whoa. I mean, hey, who wouldn't like to see him? I mean, I didn't say that. These assault ships probably just want to go on the other side. I mean, I should anticipate that there's a flank coming out for A-Game. Looks like I'm gonna send my skims over there. Skims are kind of derping out a little bit here, speaking of derpy units. But I haven't really got any response to the AVs just now, so... This looks a little hairy, but then again, I've got Con of Siege coming out at a very good time. And you know what they say about Con of Siege, right? It's just the insta-win button. Haven't teched my opponent's carry in a while, though, so I'm gonna go for Missile Ship Fab. And A-Game probably knows. Oh, did the music get off? Or is it just being insensitive? Sometimes when you're casting a game, the music will just get like messed up, but I think it's fine right now. AVs jump up on top of this eco here. Catches a salvager. This is pretty nice for him. This is a good flank here. I've got the assault ships now to cover, but he's still gonna catch salvager kills probably on the back end. Uh-oh. Also, I never knew that A-Game. That's kind of fascinating. Siege Cruiser is here, so we should be fine, but he catches another salvager. Oh my gosh, this is actually looking really bad. He's gotten, 3 salvagers, I think, yeah. Oh dear. Con of Siege is out now, so that's nice for me, but, that's kind of a big deal. Probe, by the way, sees all of this. Obviously the AV saw the Con of Siege as well, but... A-Game's definitely gonna be happy with that. And he's got his BCs on the way now. Oh, but he'll lose, right? Because BCs are worthless units. Never build Savon BCs, they're just bad. A-Game's gonna prove it to you. I want to stop this extraction here, so the assault ships pop in there. Looks like he has to yield it, he knows there's just a lot more skims here than he's got LEDs, so... Managed to take the kill there. I don't know about pushing on this flank though. Actually, the support cruisers are going to keep this ALM alive for a really long time. And the AAV kind of gets free damage, so yeah, I'm going to choose to back away there. I think that actually, like, it's funny, but like 2 support cruisers on this base kind of makes it a nice defense. Barrage there is trying to hit the LEDs. Actually, I think it did pretty well, but I'm kind of barraging myself also. So it looks a little bit funny, but here's the BC. And at this point, I should really just probably make myself scarce. Because obviously Saban BCs actually do a very good job against Con of Siege. So I'm probably going to need to get carrier power set up before I can take this fight, really. Famous. Famous, hey! LAV upgrades, teching for A-Game now. It's a little bit interesting, he actually just lost most of his blob there, but he's going to rebuild it, it looks like, otherwise he wouldn't go for the upgrades. Checking the units lost tab now. Looks like I'm actually ahead for once, that's pretty impressive. But that's all going to change. Obviously, this missile ship really should have killed the probe before I sent the kind of siege out here. Just gets instantly bonked by the battle cruisers there. So unfortunately, that one does go down for nothing. And that's actually a huge problem for me. Because now that I've lost one kind of siege, it's like, well, geez, what do I do now? Deleted, yeah. No survivors? Well, they maybe would have gotten out, mate. Yeah, no. No, I don't think so. They're dead. But now I'm fighting with a deficit, so I've got a kind of siege on this flank, which is nice, but, this is gonna be tough. And yeah, Moose is right, like, what I needed to do was kill off that probe earlier. But at this point, okay, I get the probe, but... I don't know, this feels very risky at this point. I was pretty frustrated at myself for losing it that way, because, like, I had the missile ship already, so losing the probe felt kind of stupid. There's another assault ship there. Oh, units lost tabs, not gonna be pretty. He's pretty much twice, like, ahead by a factor of 2 at this point. Yeah, well, and he's got the support cruisers you're healing too, so it's really tough to deal with this. I mean, I feel like he is gonna just break in at some point. I need to unlock my carrier, which is really tough, so I'm building a PC while there's like battle cruisers up in my face, because if I don't, I'm gonna have to just give up the third base. This is kind of my only hope here, is I can get the main base denial on A-Game, but he can do the same to me. EMP is done, by the way, but I threw it over here and then decided I couldn't really commit, so kind of a bad EMP for sure. What I really need probably is, like, well, definitely heavy railguns, which I've got, but I need more kind of siege. If I went air here, I'm not convinced. He's already got, oh, you mean if A-Game went air here? Well, no, air wouldn't have been good. I already have the missile ships out. And then he doesn't have any answer to the kind of siege. I think he's going to lose bases at that point. Oh, this railgun's feeding in. Sometimes, you know, your guys just don't want to live. EMP is still ready, though. There's the EMP on one of the battle cruisers. But now I've just gotta like get this guy back behind the hill and then barrage or something. It doesn't seem like I'm even gonna finish off this. Oh, I missed a missile. Very nice play for me. Maybe I could actually have picked, like, pieced together a kill there, but... Yeah, it looks pretty hopeless at this point. Because the artifact as well, I mean, that was never going to pick up. And the LAVs here, which he, of course, did tech back into, totally just going to mop the floor. Well, no, I wasn't behind at all. That's the thing that Moose is missing for some reason. When the BCs like started being built, we were in an even position, and in fact, I was actually pressuring on his main base. So I think, in some ways, you could say that like I had a slight advantage. But as you can see, Powerless Savon BC, he just pushes the kind of well, he doesn't push him back. He just straight up kills him. He's able to push just right up to the main, and I just really can't contain this aggro. Able to get in with the LAVs, way too much damage here, trading for free. I know how this goes, I just choose to surrender. So A-Game takes one in pretty nice fashion. But a good early game for me. I mean, I feel like we were going very even until that first BC trade came out. Oh, whoops, I didn't load the replay in. Let me fix this. Yeah, that's quite a standard early game these days, actually, I would say. Typically the Galzian player, like, he goes for the units that he builds and like the techs that he builds at those times because he knows LAV aggro could come out, and if it does, I need to make sure that I don't die here. And then the LAV aggro doesn't really kill much, but it stops the player from just being too greedy, and then they both get up to 3 base at a very similar time. And if it's a different kind of build, then we'll see something else, but it's just kind of like, it's greed from Coalition that doesn't have the weaknesses of just being very, very passive in the early game. So. Did he rush Savon BCs? No, not at all. That was just off of 3 base, so pretty standard timing for them, I would say. Even built a couple of AVs first. Sandskimmer Fab coming up from both of us here, by the way. Oh, I see, you're right there. But yeah, A-Game is saying that he thinks Savon BCs are probably a little weak. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's just, I think that so often this argument is framed in terms of like, this unit is like actually worthless, right? Or this is so weak that it's very underpowered. And I think if the unit is weak, it's going to be, first off, pretty hard to tell. And second, to a degree where, you know, it doesn't really make much of a difference, except for like the very top level of play. And even then, I mean, we're not that good at DOK, right? We're not like SC2 pros. When units are very, like, obviously busted, that's a different thing. But I wish people would say that less about units, because the chances that they're actually, like, that busted because you saw it under or overperform in one game is... I don't think that's very good. Hopefully that makes sense. That's why I get a little triggered when I hear, you know, this unit broken, this unit worthless. And then every time there's a replay where, you know, like, the unit does perform well, it's like, yeah, how did this happen? By the way, A-Game moving out now, with his PC and a couple of Sandskimmers in tow here. I should really probably fight over this hill, which I think is a mistake. I'm teching for assault chips here, right? He hasn't gotten a tech yet, so I'm going to start building units, but he has high ground here. This is going to become a little bit of a meat grinder for me. And it's not really clear where I can even move the skins, so we trade 2 for 1 here. Yeah, definitely. I think maybe what I was worried about was that there was like a blast drone coming out from the base runner already. But I have an assault chip here, so it's not so horrible. I just need to be really careful that I don't, you know, over-engage. Oh gosh, like this. This looks dangerous. Remember that blast drones can actually do quite a lot of damage to assault chips, which I think is what we're about to see. Oh god. Down it goes. Yeah, so now he can kill off this assault chip right here. And skims, obviously, they shouldn't be killing assault chips this easily. This is just very bad micro for me. Still though, this guy on high ground is doing okay, so I'm not like out of the game yet, but my ideas of going for aggro I think are pretty much shot already. I'm still gonna try it though, because I feel like if I don't, I'm probably just out of the game already, but you can see A-Game, very quick, tech to rails. And that is the appropriate counter here. He's even got a second PC started, so if he ends up going for ref mode, it's gonna be very, very hard to match his economy expansion. And I got smoke from the base runner, by the way. Missile comes in, but I managed to dodge it with the assault chips. PC tanks it, but it's not like the PC is really going to die here, so that's not so bad. I'm going to start Fleet Cat 45 then, because I feel like, yeah, this has to be very all or nothing. But seeing that assault railgun, you know, your heart sinks a little bit. It's not look great here. And I haven't really got the DPS to finish it, but once I retreat, he's already killed me, so it feels a little hopeless. Well, actually, look at that. It managed to survive. But yeah, dart maneuver, gonna be teched by A-Game now. It's very, very cheap. Well, it's actually pretty expensive on RUs, but still, dart maneuver is great for fighting assault chips here, because if they can get on top of you, the assault chip has a higher DPS. But if you can dart away and, you know, keep your distance, well, you know, whatever DPS you've got compared to the 0 from the assault chip, which is not shooting, is gonna be better, but he gets caught here, actually. Assault rails have the high ground, but they're in range here. He's got dart, though. He's not used it. Uh-oh. He wants to dart away here. This is a little bit unfortunate. We just hyped up this tech and then he didn't use it. I think that the Sandskimmers are gonna clean it up though. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be okay here. I need to back away anyway. You see I have ref mode on the way. Second PC, pretty far out. But that will be the idea eventually. Game's not over yet, but we've moved into a mid-game now where A-Game has a very large advantage, as opposed to Game 1 where I think it was very even at this point. So, it's not going to be good. I mean, usually when A-Game has an advantage like this, he's able to just press it to the win. I do actually have ref mode before him, which is interesting. But yeah, like he points out, his second PC's done already. He has kind of the obvious tech lead here. His army is stronger, I think, with all these skims out. And he's already got salvagers over here too, so... Yeah, I think that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. Because having the base set up here is already pretty bad. Fleet cap? I needed fleet cap because back then I had like 30 or something. I don't know. This to me feels like actually a pretty significant disadvantage because you've already kind of got your tech condition that you want, and I need to get my second PC, but I also need to get air or rails here. And either one that I go for is gonna feel really late here. So I don't know. I don't think this is very. I don't think this is a very good spot for me. Of course, seems like a pretty big advantage to A-game. Second PC's out though. You know, maybe I could go for Con of Siege, or well, that would be impressive. Maybe I could go for Galzian Siege here. I don't know. But you're right. AS is really bad on this map, and the thing is, like, I think I said during the stream, like, this is risky because if things don't go well, these are pretty useless in the mid game. But I'm gonna go for it anyway, and obviously it didn't work out for me so well. You think it'd be pretty even in other maps? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, it does take a long time, but I had to do it because otherwise the like LAVs are just gonna deny the mining. And then what am I teching? Base runner throw. This is a little bit of a mistake too to build the base runner. I'm gonna end up teching rails, but it takes a long time here. Well, I think it probably costs like 50 CUs for me or something, but it's hard to quantify those things. You can see I don't have any RU miners set up. That's another problem for me. I've got like one set up here. So whether I'm going interceptors or rails, it's going to take a lot of RUs. That's why this base runner is a big mistake, because it does have a, you know, it's got a noticeable RU cost. Dart maneuver is still available here, so I feel like these assault rails are not really that touchable. Oh, that's unfortunate though. See, I thought I could maybe trade out one of them here, but it ends up going not going down with that dart maneuver. Nicely played, and he does catch the assault chip on the back end as well. Base runner heal gonna be popped here. But yeah, I think my big problem is, oh man, look at, now I'm building a PC. Oh gosh. Looking back on it, these are all very questionable choices, because these are another, you know, RU sync, and I need to either be getting interceptors or railguns, like, pretty much yesterday. A-Game's already got missile ships coming out, so railguns is definitely the right choice now, but... yeah, I agree with A-Game's synopsis here. Probably Phoenix. I think that's probably the play. It's still going to be a little tough, but... and you're right, Moose, I do tend to do this third PC very early quite a lot, but it tends to kind of backfire for me quite a lot, so I think that's just how it be. I do have fleet cap timed pretty nicely here. And yeah, I think the rails are a good choice too, but they needed to be a lot faster. If you count up like the base runner and the PC, oh, okay, hold up, blue fight happening over here. Assault rails actually getting hit by high ground from the assault chips. The BDs go in and manage to get a kill. So we trade 2 for 2 there. And that actually looks okay, but it's A-Game who's building the heavy rails now. You look at the units lost tab, you can kind of see what's going on here. I'm gonna build heavy rails too. They're very nice against assault rails here, but this is gonna be tough. Romper. Yeah, but that's why I'm building it. But as you can see, like, the tech was really late because of the base runner and the PC. Those were 2 big mistakes. As for a single heavy rail doing it, I'm not sure about that. I mean, heavy rails actually, they don't have a huge DPS, really, so I mean, it feels like the assault railguns are going to be able to answer them pretty well. Or, well, sorry, not answer them. Ignore them pretty well. But you are right. I mean, I can basically say anytime you're fighting here, you're going to be taking damage. I've got the heavy rails in position now, though, so we're ready to take this fight. Again, assault chip's kind of on a flanking position, which is nice, but still a little bit of free damage for A-Game goes a long way. And as you can see, like, they don't kill these guys in one hit, so he's feeling pretty okay. I think you need to adjust the price. That's what. About heavy railguns, right? I was gonna say, like, that's what he did dispatch for assault rails. Heavy rails for A-Game, though, you can see he's already got 4 of them. I've got 3, so I mean, you know, we have, you know, somewhat comparable numbers, but With all the assault rails out, it's very easy for him to tech rail armor, which he actually hasn't done yet, but I think he will eventually. And also, he's really hurting this carrier too, which is taking a lot of damage. You saw this in games against Moose too. If the carrier just like face tanks a lot of damage like this, it ends up coming back to hurt you later when you wish that the carrier could be part of the fight. But I do have the skin majority, so at least we got something going for us here. Missile ships look pretty dangerous actually though. I mean, this is something nice about building missile ships as Galzian, I feel, is that they're not useless in an engagement that happens later, and they do, of course, give you that cover against, you know, anti-air. Against anti-air? They give you anti-air cover. Here's the barrage. Doesn't actually seem to land too well. Skin's gonna dive on the ARs though, and I don't really like this idea, because I get one, but then on the retreat I'm still losing. Kills the scanner with missile ships. You love to see it. You love to see it. Here comes the, Does he have the barrage upgrade? Oh. You love to see it, man. That barrage upgrade is so fun. Here he brings the carrier, though, right? My carrier's here, too. Attacking siege, in fact. Actually, this high ground fight looks kind of okay, but the missiles really contribute a lot here. There's only 2 heavy rails left for A-game, though. Oh! Ah, this one's so low. 10 HP, but it lives. Ouch. Oh, okay, the missile ships get a barrage and kill the assault ships there. Very nice, very nice. Oh, and the missile ships over here have the barrage ready to go again. Oh, dear. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Even though it's beating me, I love to see it, you know? Because you know this is like my favorite unit in the game by far. Yeah, barrage is fun. It can sometimes be a bit gambly, right? When like you just say your opponent's he's gonna walk into my barrage now. Like, well, sometimes he doesn't, but when it looks good, it looks really good. Power 4 coming out for A-game as well. I do manage to get an artifact in the midst of all this. It's kind of insane. But you can see, like, my power is all allocated into healing here because I'm basically... Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Well, I do have siege tech. I'm building it now. But it's just gonna take so long to get. I just decided to just surrender there. I mean, too many heavy rails dying, too many assault ships dying. He's just able to get picks everywhere, you know? It feels very, very hard to interface with this army. And Aiken's gonna take it, 2-0. Very nicely done by him. I mean, I feel like A-game has obviously been better than me for a while, but I could have definitely done better in these games. I need some more practice. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, this is Group A, so we're all going to go to the upper bracket. I'm not going to get eliminated for this, but yeah, that is all for this cast. And I suppose we'll move on to the next one.